Hello everybody and welcome to today's Euro Touring Series information video. As you can see here on the table, some boxes from Orca and also some motors. So the topic of our video is the change of the regulations right in front of ETS season 16, 2023-24. We will head into the new season at the beginning of June in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands on an amazing track which you all know. And we will have some changes coming to the ETS for the new season. As most of you already know for sure, we decided to make a change in all the stock touring car classes concerning the motors. So for many years in the past, we used 13.5 turn motors in the Pro Stock class and a 17.5 motor in the 40 Plus Masters class and also in the 17.5 stock class. Now we have decided to change. We will use 17.5 motors now in the Pro Stock class and 21.5 turn motors in the other two classes, 40 Plus Masters and 21.5 stock. So why have we decided to do that? In this video I will just talk a little bit to you about these decisions and I hope that you will understand them even better at the end of the video then. When we are at the ETS, we are talking to many people during a weekend, during a complete season. And we had a lot of drivers and persons contacting us, chatting to us about the general motors in the racing classes, especially for the indoor season. So we had a lot of requests to make the stock classes a little slower, to make the gearing longer or whatever, because a lot of drivers, they said, hey, that Pro Stock thing has become too fast for me. I'm just running 17.5 now. But we also had drivers saying, hey, also 17.5 has become super professional, super fast. It would be great to have something slower, where I can maybe bring my little child or some guys from the club to race here at the ETS in a slower class. And you also must know that a lot of drivers from outside the ETS, which are not participating at our races, I hear a lot of times people talking at the track saying some things like, the ETS, the videos, everything looks so fast and I'm not good enough, I cannot race there. So a lot of people out there, they seem to be maybe afraid to sign up for a race and to race with us. We all know that there's no reason for that because we are all, in the end, more or less average guys, except some high-ranked drivers at the ETS. But we had some meetings, some talks in the ETS team, and we decided to change the motors from 13.5 and 17.5 now to 21.5 and 17.5. So that means Pro Stock will run 17.5 motors, the same motor as we had in the 17.5 class for the last years, and the other two classes, they will now see a 21.5 turn motor coming into their cars. So in the first moment you may think, these classes will get too slow, too boring, maybe this is not a great move. And to be honest, we also thought about these things, if this will be a good decision or not. Nobody could tell us that before, that is the 100% perfect decision, but we are very sure that the racing itself will not get worse. We hope that it will get even better with these motors, because we also will change the gearing on these motors to make these motors feeling a little bit smoother and that you get a different view on the cars again, because in the past these stock motors, they have so much torque. When you accelerate out of the corner, you immediately reach almost your top speed out of the corner after some meters, and the car is not accelerating anymore. So it looks like it's always the same speed. And now with these motors we will use a longer gearing, which we hopefully will see the motors accelerating a little bit and the cars maybe reach the top speed in the last couple of meters on the straightaway and not in the first 10 meters. So this is another goal we have in our mind with changing motors and gearings. So now it is easy to say that we had some drivers going to test, and two of them, they had been in Apeldoorn last weekend in the Netherlands on the track where we will start a new season. And they tested these motors and different gearings and also softwares to just find out, to just get a feeling for the drivability of the motors and everything. And in the end, the drivers and we came to the conclusion that we will start with a different gearing into the new season. So for all stock classes at the ETS, for all stock touring car classes, the gearing for the first race in Apeldoorn will be 3.8, the final drive ratio. So this is the drive ratio which you then have when you have put on a spur gear and a pinion gear into your car, 3.8. In the past we used 4.5 outdoors and 5.0 indoors, and now we are going longer to 3.8. That will mean that these motors, which have a little less torque, combined with the longer gearing, they will not be so aggressive out of the corners anymore, which is a great thing. And you will for sure reach a proper top speed as well, because the gearing is much longer than in the past, and the motor maybe is a little bit has a little bit less power. But in the end, the top speed during the testing sessions in Apeldoorn was only 2 or 3 kilometers per hour slower than in the past with the 13.5 and the 17.5 motors in these classes. So overall, we can say motors with less power, with a longer gearing, drivability was better, the overall experience of the drivers was really good, and they came back from the testing pretty happy and said, hey, that's the way to go. It's a great decision. We just have to fine tune it here and there, and then it will be very good for the ETS. So this makes us very happy, to be honest, that these first tests have been successful. So for the first race of the new season, make sure that you bring spur gears and motors to make your car 3.8 final drive ratio. So with today's modern touring cars, this is absolutely no problem, because I think almost every touring car which is on the market at the moment, from the top models from the manufacturers, all these cars, they are featuring an internal gear ratio of 1.9. So it is very easy to make it 3.8 overall, and you have a lot of different combination possibilities for your car. You can see it here now in the chart. There are several combinations possible to reach the 3.8 gearing when your car has 1.9 of internal gear ratio. So that should be very easy for you to get these gears and to gear up the car. You just have to make sure that you have enough clearance from the pinion and spur gear, or especially from the pinion gear, then to your top deck, because when you're running, for example, a 47 pinion gear in the touring car, it's very big, and then you just have to make sure that you have enough space and gap to your top deck, especially when the car is flexing. So make sure that this all fits, and then you can run easily with the 3.8 gearing, and I'm sure that you will like it a lot. Last but not least, concerning the software, which is on the speed controller, we already have received some new softwares from Orca, and we also have tested them in Apeldoorn, but we will just want to have a little bit more time to test them properly on 2 or 3 different other tracks as well. So these softwares will have a slightly different RPM limiter, which will suit the 21.5 motor a little bit better. And as soon as these softwares will be available, we will inform you again. You can download them, you can put them on your speed controller, and then you can race at the first race of the new season with the adjusted software and with the new motors of the ETS, especially in the 21.5 divisions. We are all looking forward to the start of the new season. Nobody knows what will happen exactly in the racing classes, and if the people will all like the decision, or some will maybe not like them, but it's always the same. When you make decisions like that, you can never satisfy anybody for 100%. So this was clear when we decided it. But the first tests have been very successful, and we just want to take your scares a little bit away today from you, because we heard a lot of rumors that people were a little bit concerned about this decision. But relax, sit back, and race at the ETS Round 1 in Apeldoorn. The registration on My ASTM is already open. You can place your entry if you like, and you can already maybe check hotels together with your friends to stay close as possible to the track in Apeldoorn. Another thing is the list of body shells, which you can see here on the website in the rules section. The body shell list is also already completed. I think only 2 or 3 body shells are missing. So you can also prepare some body shells for the new season, for the first race in Apeldoorn. And I hope to see as many of you guys as possible for round number 1 of ETS season 16 in Apeldoorn. With the new motor combinations in the cars, it will be very interesting. And we are already looking forward to the racing action going on the track. And until then, stay tuned, follow our website here, and don't miss all the informations about the ETS. We will be back when the software is ready, then you can download and test them by yourselves. But for now, just make sure that you get enough pinion and spur gears to gear up your car 3.8, and we will see us in Apeldoorn on the track. Goodbye, guys.